The case for Carolina to make the playoffs, 4-1. Matt Rhule, year 3. First 2 years at Baylor, 8-17. 11 wins third season. First 2 years at Temple, 8-16. Won 10 games in year 3. Matt Rhule is a year 3 guy. I have very little evidence to back that up other than that stat. Last year, the Panthers were 3-0.
Yeah.
Blew a couple close games. The wheels came off. McCaffrey got hurt. All of a sudden, Cam Newton was back, who was done 3 years ago. He goes 0-5. McCaffrey missed 10 games. I'm going to give you a quiz.
Okay.
Touchdowns, picks, fumbles. Those are the 3 categories.
Mm-hmm.
In descending order, I'm going to give you the numbers 21, 16, and 14.
21,
which one do you think was
14.
touchdowns? Which one do you think was fumbles? Which one do you think was picks for Carolina quarterbacks last year? 21, 16, 14.
All right. I'm going to guess 21 were the picks.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to guess 16 was the touchdowns.
You were wrong. It was 14.
Oh!
They
Okay.
had 14 touchdowns, 21 picks, and 16 fumbles. That was their quarterback position last year.
Can I push back on a number of things here? Number one.
I'm not done. I'm going through my rehearsal. I got
Let's go.
4 bullet points left. They bring in Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, 2020.
Yes.
11-5 on the Browns. Made round 2. What? Why are you making a face?
No. This is the one point I'm 100% with you on. Baker.
Came within a chest hair of beating the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Remember who was the backup quarterback? Chad Henne comes in,
Henne.
has to make like a third down throw. The Browns are lingering. Baker Mayfield that year, 26 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Mm-hmm.
So was hurt last year. Played hurt the whole year. Gamer.
Yes.
Shouldn't have been out there. They kept throwing him out there. So at least we know healthy Baker Mayfield, he's not going to throw 21 picks and fumble the ball 16 times and throw 14 touchdowns. It is an upgrade. Next, you're going to laugh. New offensive coordinator, Ben McAdoo. Yeah. Kind of a punchline.
That was one of my bullet points.
Gets fired second year during the Giants season, which was basically Eli's last stand. Eli was like Roethlisberger last year in the Steelers. But 2016, Ben McAdoo's first year as head coach for the Giants with a washed-up Eli.
Mm-hmm.
They go 11-5. They're 8-3 in one-score games. They're one of the least penalized teams in the league. The 2 years before that, they were 13th in points in 2014. They were 6th in points in 2015 with Ben McAdoo. Last year's offensive coordinator, they just fired him with 4 games. Joe Brady with 4 games to go. They just told him to leave. Coordinators never get fired but they were like, hey, here's your check. You're done. He's going to be better than that guy. Right?
I don't know if that's true. I also think that part of the Joe Brady firing was that he wasn't running. It was a philosophical difference with Matt Rhule, and that he wasn't running the ball enough. And there's some real questions around Joe Brady's firing. He's the quarterback's coach now in Buffalo, by the way. I would not assume that Ben McAdoo is an upgrade over Joe Brady. I would not.
Well, I can tell you this, Kevin Clark. He will get along with his coach better than Joe Brady did. I have 3 more bullet points. They have 2 legit skill guys. McCaffrey, who is going to be probably the highest paid auction guy in whatever fantasy draft this year. And DJ Moore, who's quiet, boring, every year has 1,200 yards.
Sure.
So 2 guys that I like. That's good for Mayfield. McCaffrey come back. I'm not sure he's gonna have quite the same usage rate, but if he's at least healthy, he's still one of the 10 best running backs. They drafted and I'm gonna screw this name up.
Icky. Okay, Icky.
Yeah. They drafted him 6th in the NFL draft this year, which you might have watched as a left tackle. So that's short. We'll see. We'll find out from him against Myles Garrett in week 1. I count 4 elite guys in their defense: Burns, Thompson, Horn, and Shin. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's something. Plus, the 2 guys we don't know are awesome yet, who I'm sure are in there. Here's their QB opponent schedule. This is my last thing for you. They play 4 really good QBs: Stafford, Burrow, Lamar, and Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And they play Brady twice, of course. So those are 6 out of the 17 games we know they're going against a good quarterback, assuming none of those guys get hurt. They play Jameis twice. They play Mariota twice. They play Kyler without Hopkins in the first 5 weeks. They play Trey Lance. I don't know what to expect from him. They play Brissett, Daniel Jones, Trubisky, Jared Goff, and Geno Smith. 10-7.
Okay, that was an extremely compelling case, and it was significantly better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, they're not on my list for a number of reasons. I do want to, before I start going through it, I do want to say I completely agree with you on Baker. There's a lot of people who say two things. Number one, this is what a lot of guys would look like if they played as hurt as Baker was last year. Like, it wasn't just the shoulder, it was the foot too. And there's an argument to be made that if he'd shut it down, he would have made a hell of a lot more money. He didn't want to, as you said, gamer. And just the fact that he's just gonna play better this year. And he's pissed off. And a guy like Baker, when he's pissed off, is going to play better. The biggest thing for me that's keeping me from Panthers hype is I don't really know anybody who said a good thing in the NFL about Matt Rhule, about anything that he's done that's impressed them at any level. And it's flipped because there are guys in the college world who swear that Matt Rhule crushed evals in recruiting. And the way he was able to scout for guys who were fast, who were going to develop into NFL guys, was really astounding when you talk to guys who follow recruiting really well. And so I'd heard that, 18 months ago, whatever, and thinking, okay, Matt Rhule's really got it. He uses analytics, he uses a bunch of different stuff, and it just hasn't shown up there at all. I don't think he's a good in-game manager. I don't think he inspires guys well. I don't think Ben McAdoo is a good offensive coordinator. I think Baker's going to be the bright spot here. I just think you think about David Tepper, a guy you think about a lot as far as just kind of a modern owner. If things start to go south, man, they can go south real fast with a guy who wants to win now, who will spend to win now. I mean, it was funny because I was doing a story last year and somebody said to me, and it is not a new thing, I've heard it before, but there's three types of owners. Owners who spend, know how to win, and do win. Owners who don't want to win, don't spend, don't even care. You know the type. And then the third group is the group that spends, wants to win, and hasn't figured out how. Okay? Like the Cons in Jacksonville are a good example of this. David Tepper is another one of these guys. He's committed to winning. He just hasn't figured out how to win. Okay? And for me, I think that means you're going to see a quicker trigger finger if they start out 0-2. And I think that everybody in that building starts to feel that at some point.
Good point. Here's my counter. First 5 weeks, home against Cleveland and Jacoby Brissett, who, by the way, was unplayable last year.
Yes.
You saw it. Week 2 at the Giants.
Yes.
Week 3, home for New Orleans. Week 4, home for Arizona without.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's still a Jameis.
Yeah.
Jameis in Carolina was like, oh my God, Jameis threw 4 picks. Jesus. Week 4, Arizona, no DeAndre Hopkins in Carolina. Kyler Murray outdoors on grass. And then week 5, San Francisco at Carolina. Trey Lance. That could be 4-1.
You've made an incredibly compelling case. I'm almost on board, if not for the fact that my team like that, it's the Dolphins.